What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I'm Matt, that is Dan, and that is Ash.
Hello.
Hey.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice hair, Ash.
Yeah, sorry, it's just a bit of a rush. Sorry, running a bit late.
I know. I can't comment. That's my hair on a good day, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So this is not a hair show. Sorry to disappoint you out there. This is actually a video game show, where the three of us get together every Monday to discuss the latest news topics in the video game industry. We also then go through all of the game releases for that week, or most of the game releases for that week, before each picking our favourite game of the week. So if you are a fan of video games, and let's plays, and random conversations, you can find out everything we do on our website, thegamerinitiative.com. So,
if you're not a fan of all of that,
piss off.
Yeah, you've hit on the wrong video.
Well, you can learn why video games are awesome. First up this week, the big news in the video game world. Final Fantasy 15, or Final Fantasy XV, or Final Fantasy Versus 13 as it once was known, finally has a release date. That release date is, at the moment, September 30th, 2016.
There's our clause.
And there is a massive caveat to that. I mean, no, this game was originally announced in 2006. And when I wrote about it, I was like, this game is so old that the original iPhone didn't exist when it was announced.
Yeah, that's quite scary.
And like social media,
Facebook was just getting off the ground.
Yeah. Twitter still wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
YouTube was still independently owned. Google didn't own it. It's a different time.
10 years.
I was still working on the till at Woolworths.
Okay, there are some things you don't want to admit to in life, but
I worked with video games. Got 20% off my Xbox 360. It was a good time.
okay.
Anyway, so September 30th. What do we think? I think that's a good window. It's kind of going in that Metal Gear Solid slot. You know, before the big rush. It's going to be maybe the first big release of the year. So that way, everyone has time to play it, which is
Good, because these games take forever.
Yeah, I think they said about 40, 50, 60 hours there. So not too much. You know, it's meaty, but it's no Witcher.
Yeah.
But then again, that's going to be the main story and stuff. There'll be quests that will be able to take you into the hundreds, I'm sure. No doubt. There is obviously going to be deluxe editions and collector's editions, which come with your various steelbooks, your art collections and all that jazz. But the collector's edition, the more expensive of the two, will actually come with a Noctis figure, which I'll put up on the screen so you can see who that is, because that means nothing to any of us.
No.
We could count the number of hours of Final Fantasy the three of us have played on our hands, or just on this hand. There's that many. Probably. No, I have played a little at friend's house, but I've never owned a Final Fantasy game.
I am pretty much the same. I might have played a Final Fantasy game 15 years ago, and that was it.
I played through the majority of it, but I don't think I finished it.
Oh, you broke the trend of the 0 hours. Maybe we will need all five hands?
All five? Who's missing one?
But yeah, it's fair to say that none of us at this table are necessarily enthusiasts of the series. We respect, well, I can't speak for what you guys respect, but I respect it as an important franchise in video game history.
I think even if you're not a fan of video games, everyone's heard of Final Fantasy. That's how big a title it is. You know, it's a huge franchise.
It's the Coke of cola fizzy drink, basically, isn't it? Yeah. Everyone has heard of it.
Yeah.
More importantly, if you don't want to wait till September 30th, there is a demo available right now that you can go and download and play. And the cool thing about this demo is, apparently, the visuals that you see in this demo, they are the final visuals. Mm-hmm. So you'll get a good feel for how the game's going to look. You also can experience the combat system and the magic system, which again are also apparently final versions. I mean, it kind of seems a bit weird that they're saying that these are final versions of systems. So
If they're saying everything's final, what's the excuse they're going to give when it comes to September and the game gets delayed?
Who knows? Maybe they weren't final enough.
Turns out the script wasn't final.
But yeah, so you can go and play that now. And the cool thing about this demo is, if you complete the demo, you'll get a Garbuncle summon, whatever that means. I don't know.
Sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
I'm going to assume, based off, again, my one game's worth of experience. This is one of the moves or spell things that you can.
It's something that you can. It's either like
What
some sort of
that
spirit
looks
or
like,
something.
You
I have
can
no
summon
idea.
Carbuncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only way you can get this, is by playing the demo, which is cool. It actually does motivate people to go and play the demo and try it out.
Yeah.
And it is free as well, which I know sounds weird, but they did release a pay-for demo previously.
But
And
the
other
other
games
thing,
have done it before as well, where they've released paid-for demos. So
this is an actual demo as opposed to here's a beta and go play it. It's just a demo,
yeah.
and you don't get a lot of that.
Well, I'd be worried if they were releasing a beta 6 months before the game.
No, but you know what I
came
mean,
out.
because like the betas, whatever, whichever way you want to call it, that has become the new demo for games.
It has.
But
yeah.
this is just a demo. It's like we don't want you to problem solve or find the bugs. Just
Go and play it
go
and
and
enjoy
play
it.
it and see what you think.
Yeah. And I think I will maybe download it and just have a quick look, see what it's all about. But
And then go, I don't understand.
I definitely won't understand.
And then leave.
Yeah. I think we'll. I'll do the same. Probably just pick it up as it's a free demo. You know, why not?
So yeah, only about 180 plus days to go until Final Fantasy, apparently. If it doesn't get delayed.
We'll see.
Do you reckon it'll get delayed?
Well, it's been going on 10 years now, so why not add a little bit longer?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no because they've made such a big deal about this announcement. Did you see the
I don't
announcement event?
realistically expect it to at this point.
They treated it like it was like an E3 press conference. I was like, just a release date. I was like, I mean, there were a few games that could do it. Final Fantasy is one. Call of Duty is another. And talking of
Nice
Call of
segue.
Duty, thank you. It appears that the 2016 version, made by Infinity Ward, who were basically famous for relaunching the Call of Duty into success, into the mainstream with their Modern Warfare franchise, which were very good. So that one, the latest one that they're doing, could be set in space.
You're pronouncing it wrong. It's in space.
I'm sorry. Anyway, the game in space. I'm not doing that.
I know.
So, according to reports by both Eurogamer and Shinobi, they're saying that it will be a full-on sci-fi with space combat, and it's going to be set in the very far future. What do we think of a Call of Duty in space? We've talked that we've had enough of this kind of modern warfare. There's now modern warfare. We did talk about maybe going back to like World War II.
It's not
and
even
stuff.
modern, is it? It's futuristic. Futuristic warfare.
I can't wait to be a rebel taking on the Galactic Empire.
I think it's the right move for Call of Duty. Personally, I've kind of wanted to see this for a little while. We started out sort of on real sort of like World War One, two,
Mainly two.
and then
We touched on one.
we've moved sort of slowly into like what they call now modern warfare. I think it's a good move. I think it was inevitable. I just didn't necessarily expect it with this up and coming.
It was inevitable, but I never predicted it because I didn't want to sound stupid.
No, I think we were going in that direction.
Call of Duty.
They've
This is basically Call of Duty Halo now.
They've progressively been getting further and further into the future anyway with these games, and they've only got two options: keep going that way, or go back that way,
Or reset, yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
not doing anything in or current era.
It'll be interesting to see if they kind of go full on space. Like, is it going to be that the whole game? Do they commit to it in the fact that will it be proper low gravity and the way all your weapons will work will be completely different to normal? Because that's how it should work if it's in space.
You should be able to shoot as far as you want to.
Yeah.
Well, strictly speaking, you shouldn't be able to shoot at all if it's a bullet
Yeah.
in space.
Okay.
It won't move.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's no oxygen to set off the explosion in the chamber.
Yeah. So it won't move
Yeah.
out of the chamber. That's technically correct what I said. Was it
Anyway,
not?
this is not a physics-based video.
It's physics with an F.
You're right, it's a hair video. Let's get back on track.
So what product do you use for your hair, Ash? No, not much.
Not much today.
I'm intrigued to see what it is. I like Infinity Ward's campaigns. I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan, but I did enjoy the campaigns in Modern Warfare 2. So if this is going to be one that I decide to go and play again for the first time since maybe World at War or Modern War. I don't know which order they all came in, but I remember playing that one as well.
World at War came after Modern Warfare.
Anyway,
1 or 2.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and this could be one that brings me back into it because it's, like you say, something different. PlayStation Plus. We talked about last week the Games with Gold, the fabulous Games with Gold lineup.
What a month for Microsoft, and we were talking about how Sony had to really up their game, I think, to compete with the quality of games we were getting from Microsoft this month. So they delivered.
Don't think they got the message.
Well, I don't. Unfortunately,
did they not get our memo?
They obviously don't watch the show. Number one, sort it out, Sony. But number two, and maybe in their defence, I would imagine the April games were locked in long before the Games with Gold announcement was made.
I would think so.
Because the first one on the PS4 is Dead Star, which you may or may not recall was actually announced almost a whole month ago anyway, because it basically an individual who had pre-ordered the game got an email from their team basically saying that the game's going to be free when it releases in April, so therefore you're going to get a refund of your pre-order. So that's kind of like how accidentally it got leaked that this was going to be a PS Plus game.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows that they do lock these in. And of course they lock them in well in advance. It's not just like, oh shit guys, it's the end of the month, we better start phoning people up and getting some games together.
Whereas if it was us, that would happen.
And that's why we don't run Sony.
Hi, this is Greg from marketing. I forgot to call you earlier in the week. I know it's the 30th of the month. Do you think that we could possibly put your game on for free this month or the following month?
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
So Dead Star is a multiplayer space shooter, which looks quite cool.
Well, if you like that kind of thing.
We also have Zombie on the PS4, which
could be in that one?
It's a zombie game, Dan. Zombies without any. This was Zombie U on the Wii U, surprisingly enough. Came out on PS4, Xbox One just under a year ago.
Yeah, it's
kind of like middle of last summer.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be quite good. I haven't played it, but there's enough zombie games. I think that was the comment we made when the game was released.
It was, yeah. I think, it's quite similar to a lot of what we see. First-person zombie.
On the PS3, we have I Am Alive and Savage Moon. I Am Alive was a game I remember being very, very excited for. It was very much hyped as being this amazing kind of post-apocalyptic survival game, and then it ended up being very, very mediocre. So there's that. I have weird hands now. And then over on the Vita, we have a virus named Tom and Shutsumichu, or something Japanese. So a virus named Tom. Huh?
Shutshimi, according to
Shutsumichu.
Shutshimi.
Oh, well, it's spelled differently on mine. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because it's... Yeah, I don't really care.
It's a Vita game. It's...
Neither of them look that interesting.
Yeah.
I know that the Japanese-sounding name was like a side-scrolling shooter, and a virus named Tom was a puzzle game.
Yeah.
You've seen the videos. You get on. So, guys, as a lineup this month...
Yeah, it's pretty poor. I think all in all...
Not quite as good as
we
Xbox.
Have to just accept that Microsoft have been leading the way for a few months now, and I think... that's month on month. I can't remember the last time Sony really blew it out of the water. And you've got to remember, I mean, they've got 3 consoles here. They've got the PS3, the PS4, the PS Vita. Xbox are only really servicing the 360 and the Xbox One. And Xbox are still blown out of the water.
Yeah. And Xbox are now getting the backward compatibility in 4 games. Yeah. And there was a time, if you remember, when a lot of games we were getting in Plus were cross-platform as well. So you were actually getting like 4 games for PS4, where we're not even getting cross-platform games yet anymore. Now, I don't know if that's just unfortunate coincidence that the games they want are not cross-platform, or...
It might be, but...
Maybe it costs more to have cross-platform games, so then now they're cutting back on that. Who knows?
Maybe.
I mean, don't get us wrong. We understand, don't we, that we can't have amazing games every month.
No, we don't!
And you are going to have a couple
I want
of
The Witcher 3, and I want... What else is new? Fallout 4.
We know we're
and
not
I want
get.
Call of Duty, all for free.
Shut
up. I want Final Fantasy 15 now.
No. We know we're not going to get AAA games. However, it would be nice, I think, to get older AAA games, perhaps, like we see with Xbox. So Microsoft, they bought out Thief. We had that a couple of months ago. This month, I've forgotten what was
Sunset Overdrive.
Yes, Sunset Overdrive, which was a big game, big Microsoft exclusive, not that long ago. So
I will admit, I am surprised that we haven't seen Killzone yet.
I know, it's weird.
It's a couple of years, and Killzone is a PlayStation exclusive shooter.
Yeah. And it's first party studio.
Yeah. And
so it doesn't cost them money.
We are at the point where the game is almost worthless anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
I know
what you mean. Worthless is probably not the right word you want to use to describe the game.
No.
But it's at the end of its profitability, money making.
The fact that you can pick it up for a £5 as opposed to like the 40-odd quid that it starts at.
It's not exactly selling brand new copies, is it?
No.
And they're not still probably producing new copies.
And Infamous as well. But I mean, this also kind of showing the fact that Sony have had, people forget when PlayStation Plus was first launched, like 3, 4, 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago, I think now. They were getting huge games all the time.
Yeah.
And they've obviously had to...
Do you think someone involved in the project overspent on the budget a bit and has been told...
I wonder if it's so much that games were... There was a time where games were taking money, whereas now it's a lot easier to market your game with social media, and you've got Twitch players, so the longevity of a game lasts a lot longer, so people don't need to get their game on PS Plus to get the free marketing for the game.
Yeah, I don't know at what point they lock their deals in. For all I know, July could already be sorted. But I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the road we do actually see a response from Microsoft's this month by Sony. Yeah. It's just I don't know when that's going to slot in.
It also comes to the fact that, unfortunately, we've talked about it before, Sony don't have that many first-party PS4 exclusives at the moment. No. So, whereas Microsoft, they can put Sunset Overdrive on because it's a game that, in that instance, it's not first-party studio, but they published a game, so it probably doesn't cost them anything to put that game on.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony, they got Infamous, Killzone.
Well, again,
Bloodborne.
That is another reason why I'm surprised we haven't seen Killzone yet, simply due to the lack of other options.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next month.
Maybe. There's always next month. Enjoy your April presents. At the end of the day, it's...
Hey, being offered games is still being offered games.
What's it? £3 a month it basically works out?
Yeah,
You're still getting 6 games for £3.
You are. So even if you only pick up one of them a month or play one of them a month, it's really not that big a deal.
No.
Yeah.
Moving on. Mass Effect Andromeda. It's a game that is not coming this year, which makes some people very sad. Other people
couldn't care
have a lesser opinion on it. But we do have some details on the game, even though it is still the best part of the year out. We've learned this week there was a marketing survey that was leaked on NeoGAF where they've been sending out these surveys and kind of giving overviews of the game and kind of trying to get feedback for what people want to see. It's a kind of a normal thing that you probably have.
We've seen someone like this sort of thing leak before.
Yeah.
And so on.
But what came out of it is, there's a lot of things that came out of it. We're not going to get into all of it. We'll just take the headline act, as it were. And that is that it was referenced to it being a seamless open world galaxy. So this would be, correct me if I'm wrong, the first time that it would be a true open world Mass Effect.
Correct.
Because the others have been what we kind of call like a closed world sort of thing. It's not like a linear point to point. It's open world in sections.
Yeah. So basically all the previous games, they've allowed you to take your ship to wherever in the galaxy, but there's only certain points where you can actually get off the ship and walk around and do things that aren't involved in the storyline. Okay. So most of the game is set in story levels. You go there, you do the thing, you leave, you never come back.
Yeah.
And there's just a few points where you can go and shop and shout and drink.
Gotta get some shoes.
Are you still playing the game, or is this
no
shopping, drinking?
I'm just trying to
gambling,
think
hookers,
I'm honestly thinking of what you get when you have these open world walk around bits. There's where you go and get your gear, which involves buying it.
Yeah.
And then there is the points where you can just make fun of your character by making him dance and drink at a bar. That's pretty much all they had.
It's pretty much all you look for in an open world experience or closed world experience for that matter.
Or life in general.
Yeah. So this reveal, if true, this hasn't been confirmed. We don't know details of the game yet. It's still very much limited information. But I don't think it would be that surprising, would it? I mean, look at how many games. Every game now is open world.
Yeah, they're all
it's
open
just
world.
that is. If it's a AAA title and it's not open world and it's not Uncharted, then you're in trouble. Basically, that seems to be the consensus now.
It would also make sense based on the fact that this game is meant to be more about exploration, rather than following the linear story that the previous ones had.
Yeah.
So therefore, just being able to pick your direction essentially and go, let's go to that planet. And
it gives you a bit more the real sense of exploration rather than the whole argument of when it's an open world game is it helps be more immersive. Whereas like if you have to drop in and out of menus and stuff like that,
loading screens constantly, it's like
then it reminds you that it's a video game.
Yeah.
So makes sense, not that surprising, but still good news. Probably. Are you happy that it's doing the next step to open world? Do you feel that it's a game that should be open world? Because some games are open world for the sake of being open world, I feel, but this one is
based off like the previous trilogy. It's one of those things where if it's done right, it'll work well. But if they just go on the format that the others have already been, I won't complain.
Yeah,
because that's worked well as well.
So we shall see in about 11 months' time. There has been some gameplay footage leaked this week. There's nothing hugely interesting in it, with the exception that Dan mentioned that was interesting, is that there could be a jetpack that you now have, which is a big deal because did you say you couldn't jump?
There was no jump button in the previous games. You could dive roll and so on, and you could leap over cover by going to basically like the Division.
Yeah.
So like you go up to cover, you press button, your guy goes over cover.
But you couldn't just
like
jump.
You couldn't just stand there and be like, well, hey,
jump
constantly.
I always found it weird. Yeah, I was thinking that in the Division. I was playing it earlier. Like I've played it for like nearly 30 hours now, but it was still like there was a moment when I was like, what buttons jump?
Yeah, you can't.
I was like, because I couldn't get over this.
Yeah.
It was like a car or something, you know. I wanted to jump onto it, but obviously it was
at the wrong point where you couldn't just do the press circle slide over the front of it kind of thing. Yeah.
But yeah, because I had that moment on the PC as well. I was like, why is the spacebar cover? That stupid spacebar should be jump.
Spacebar's always jump.
Wait a minute. But no, that's jetpack makes sense as well, because if you're in space, you've got to have a jetpack. In fact, even if you're not in space, you should always just have a jetpack.
That's very true.
But yeah, I do like the fact that they've kind of apologised in the sense for not having a jump button in the previous ones by giving you a super jump.
Yeah. So we shall probably see a lot more of this game at E3, I'd imagine. So hopefully that will make Dan a little bit more excited.
It's assuming not everything has leaked by then because, you know,
the internet.
It's like a sieve at the moment.
It's so hard to keep things quiet nowadays with the internet being the internet.
It is.
And then, the final news item of the week. We sometimes like to have the last article as either like a wrap-up or a comedy news item. Or maybe one a little bit more serious. This week, it is serious, but it shouldn't be serious.
Yeah.
So, Overwatch is Blizzard's upcoming multiplayer first-person shooter that I believe is still maintained. It's going to be a huge, like, Call of Duty style hit in terms of sales numbers. I don't know why I think that, but I just do. Anyway, there's a character in the game called Tracer. She is a female, obviously, because she wouldn't be a male, because that would sound weird. But the big thing about this week, while we're talking about Tracer, is there was a certain pose, an over-the-shoulder pose, that was in the game, which you could see the outline of her derriere. And someone on the forums got angry because apparently it's sexist for a woman to have an ass. The exact quote was, "It's not fun, it's not silly, it has nothing to do with being a fast elite killer. It just reduces Tracer to another bland female sex symbol." Fuck off. So basically, as a result of that complaint, and then there's this thread kind of just, as you would probably imagine, just
did it descend into just name calling?
It descended into this huge argument about whether or not this thing is.
Yeah.
And Blizzard decided to crumble under this criticism and have said that they're going to remove this pose from the game. And they apologised for
We're going to remove Tracer.
And they said that they're going to continue to try to do better. So there are two things wrong with this. And I'm going to tell you what they are.
I know what they are.
One is this woman that needs to get over herself, that thinks just because the figure has an outline, it's sexist. It's like, well, no, that's just the shape of a human body. And the point of the analysis you'll see is, I don't think it's trying to be sexual, it's just the fact that she's wearing tight trousers and that's how an ass looks in tight trousers.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out just at this point, Matt showed us a video on YouTube from Crafty Ape where we can see comparisons of probably, I don't know, at least 24 male asses that look the same as this, but there's no problem with that because they're male asses.
Yeah, and men don't moan about
like
the sex.
Spider-Man and
anyone that wears lycra ever, or
in video
spandex
games
or whatever.
But do we get feminists complaining about them? Do we bollocks? No.
Now this obviously could very easily descend into a massive rant, so we will hold it. But what I will say is, at the end of the day, video game is art form, and if people don't like an art form is subjective. We see pieces of art that are, expose the sexuality of the human anatomy, both male and female. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. If this woman doesn't like it, she doesn't have to buy the game. No one is forcing her. But it's disappointing to see that Blizzard basically decided to change what was their original artistic vision through fear, basically. And I know I've said this before, so I'm not going to... Actually, no, I'm not going to say it this time. But I think you know what I was going to say. But it's just really disappointing that they would, listen to someone's opinion on their art and change their art because of it. I don't know. What do you guys think of this whole thing? Or Dan, what do you think of it?
Well, it's one of those things where someone's always going to complain about something. Would they have complained if that shot had been taken from the front? Or from the side?
Do you think she
Because, at the end of the day, a human body is going to look certain ways from all angles.
Yeah.
So it's would a different direction have resulted in a different response from this person? Or would they have just complained because it was of a female
Would they have
character?
complained because they complained?
Speaking of wood...
What?
Speaking of wood,
okay.
Do you think if she went to Rome, she'd have a problem with all the male statues and all the wieners on display?
Probably.
It's alright, they covered those up now. They're all wearing Speedos.
It's ridiculous. I mean, what is the world coming to?
I don't know. All I'm going to say is, if some people think that it's empowering and brave of people like the Kim Kardashians of the world to pose naked and well done, you're very proud of your body, you should be applauded for the strength that you have to do that. And it's you shouldn't then get angry when people put things. It's not even meant. I don't think it's meant.
It's not.
It was meant in a sense. There were certain games.
She's not even naked.
No, there's certain games where there was maybe a blurrier line. We talked about Dead or Alive. No, that's a cultural thing. You see, that's different cultures.
I know.
Understand
those games.
The Dead or Alive extreme beach volleyball games. There could be an argument, especially when they introduced the ragdoll physics. But for this, it's so stupid, and I'm not going to name the person on the forum because they don't deserve naming. But yeah, they need to get over themselves and find more important things to moan about in life.
Should we move on?
We shall.
Yes.
We should.
The games this week. It's been it's not a hugely exciting week.
It's been a roller coaster week.
Hey. Roller Coaster Tycoon World on the PC is available. The latest in roller coaster or theme park simulation adventure is here. God, how long has it been since these games came out? They must have come out in the 90s, the original ones? I was playing them as a kid, so it must have been early 90s.
I was playing them as a kid, so
God, maybe even 80s then. 70s, 60s. Did they have computers back then? Did you play it on paper? Did you play it on paper?
No, the original Roller Coaster Tycoon was where he worked for Roller Coaster Tycoon and had to
He just
build
went
a
to a
roller
theme
coaster.
park. So this one's here. It is still just Roller Coaster Tycoon at the end of the day, but the big thing here is that they're integrating user-generated content. Obviously, the beauty of the internet means everyone can be connected, so you can create your own theme parks and share them with the world, and then people can go into them and stuff like that. So it's not one that I'm probably going to play because it's just, there's only so many games and so many hours. But I'm happy to see that there is still a Roller Coaster Tycoon in this world.
I am, yeah.
Because they were good fun games.
I am pleased. I think it was a defining game, I think, for this sort of style. I know since then we had the Scream Ride, which came out, and it has sort of had this effect. We had a lot of other...
It was inspired, yeah.
Yeah, there has been a lot of other games where making your own rides and designing your own game effectively, a lot of games have come out of this, and Roller Coaster Tycoon was really the pioneer to sort of do this.
Mm-hmm.
Next up will be the remake of Theme Hospital. Stay tuned for that.
I would actually enjoy that. Okay.
Moving on to the other games this week. That was the only PC game that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
MLB The Show on the PS4, the latest baseball simulation game. Every year comes out, doesn't really have any competition as such. There are other games like RBI Baseball and stuff, but this is clearly the winner and the best game, and from what I'm hearing, again, getting very good reviews. People are saying it's really, really good. I just wish I cared about Rounders more, to be honest. Sorry, baseball.
I must admit, I remember the previous year MLB, which didn't look that impressive, so I think they've probably learnt quite a lot since last year's release, and they probably made some good adjustments to it. We were talking off air before about Dan saying about how certain developers will obviously make changes depending on feedback from certain fans, so it certainly looks a better game than the one from last year.
I don't think last year was criticised too much, though.
I don't think so off the top of my head, but
maybe
maybe the year before.
I know this year's got very good reviews. I can't remember. There's a possibility, but it's always difficult, isn't it, when we talk about sports games and they have these 9-month cycles and stuff. But yeah, if you're a baseball fan, it sounds like it's going to be a very, very good game. Even if you're a casual fan of the sport, I think it's going to be good enough that you'll enjoy it. But if you have as much interest in baseball as the three of us, you're probably not going to want to pick it up. We got Resident Evil 6 on PS4 and Xbox One. This is the first of I would say of the 3 remakes, but they've remade basically every Resident Evil game under the sun. So
by the time all the remakes of this lot come out, there'll be a remake of the remake being released.
There's already been remakes of remakes.
No, I mean of these remakes.
I know. So when I say it's remake, it's more of a remaster. They're not. I don't think they're remaking it from the ground up. I think it's just
correct. I don't think
it's just a upgrade visual port.
Yes.
So that's their Resident Evil 6 is probably the worst Resident Evil game. Or one of the worst. So wait till 4 towards the end of the year if you want to play.
4 is
that's the best.
Out of 4, 5, and 6, I would say 4 was the best.
We have Adam's Adventure Origins, also on PS4 and Xbox One. This is a game set in the 1920s. Don't see many of those. An Indiana Jones-like character, kind of exploring ancient tombs, looking for relics and stuff like that. Looks quite cool.
Yeah, puzzle sort of base, isn't it? It's a little bit sort of Tomb Raider-y, Uncharted-y, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not really enough reviews up at the moment on Metacritic to get an idea how good this game is. We had one review, which was it 79 or 75?
Put it in the 70s, mid to high 70s for sure.
Which says it's a good game. We then have... I'm breaking my list. Steriden on the Xbox One. This one was it was a space shooter. It was roguelike. It looked like an endless space shooter.
Yeah, side-scrolling.
Yeah, that's right. It was just the 8-bit one.
It's 8-bit style, yeah. So it looks quite cool. Not really too much else to say about it.
No, it's we've seen games similar to this before, really. So the space shooters, we see them fairly often.
I don't know how I feel about
usually once a week.
Yeah.
There's usually one a week.
Yeah.
We should add a new segment to the show.
We should.
Just have it a space game in a week.
We should.
But I don't know how I feel about endless runners. I don't like games that I know I will never ever beat. There's something kind of a bit demoralising about them. But anyway, possibly the best game in the week coming up next: Organic Panic. It is
It's a good name and a good concept.
The ultimate showdown on PS4 and Xbox One between fruits and vegetables versus meats and cheeses. And there's only going to be one winner, and it is the beautiful meats and cheeses. Fuck the vegetables, you goddamn vegetarians. But it's at the end of the day, yeah. It looks like a battle platformer.
Yeah.
You said kind of similar to.
I did ask whether it was like Worms, like.
Yeah, and I think there is some things in its goofiness that is similar to Worms, but it appears to be real time rather than turn based.
Yeah.
But
it's because it's a destruction sort of real time destruction strategy, isn't it?
It looks good. Looks fun. Knights of Azure on the PS4. This is a JRPG. Looks follows. I was going to bring up the description because I didn't really understand what was going on in the trailer. But yeah, it looks about, again, maybe a bit cliche, following the journey of a girl who seems to have some sort of trouble in her life, which needs to be resolved through the mystical powers of battle and whatnot. This description could fit nearly any game. But yeah, it looks fine. It's not one that any of us are interested in, but it's there. I'm sure it's got good reviews so far on Metacritic. I think it was early 80s, so it must be a good game, just not one for us. Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution 2 Plus. Have a big name.
Do you want to take a breath?
It wins longest name of the game this week.
That's on the PlayStation Vita. So Civilization is a long-standing franchise. Good to see that it's coming to the handheld. Will probably run like crap because it's
kind of a Vita.
It's on the Vita, not because all Vita games run like crap, but this is a very optimistic game to be having on a handheld. If you're not familiar with Civilization before, it's basically, what did you say, Dan? Can you pick multiple eras as far as you're aware?
No, I don't know whether it's a case of you can pick multiple ones or whether you always have to start at the same point, but it's one of those sort of games where you start your civilization off wherever you start, and then you've got to progress it through the different eras, so whether you're starting right at caveman times or like early 1900s or something like that. I don't know. I've not played Civilization games, but they run very similar to other style of games that I've played.
They look cool. You want to build up Civilization from the ground up. Build like an empire.
Let's hope they don't bring out a HD sort of remastered version, because then the title will become Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution 2 plus HD remastered. It might get a bit too long.
Chronicles of Teddy, Harmony of Exodus.
Second longest title of the week.
Second longest. Just picked. This is looks like a puzzle platformer, as far as I could tell from memory.
It's a sort of musical harmonic. We've seen games similar to this before, where they've used harmonies and music and sort of beats, if you like, to go with the game, which is a new style of game that we're seeing over the last couple of years. Yeah,
so it's there. You've seen the clip. If you're excited for it, then there you go. A couple more here. We've got Bubble, which is actually in Arcade Archives. Every week on the PS4, you should have a look. They do a load of arcade games that get launched on the PlayStation Network. We don't cover them every week because we have enough games about talking about like the mini games that are released, but
this was a pretty big title back in original Nintendo days. So going back to my youth, it was a big title.
Excited for it? Gonna pick it up? £5.79.
Yeah, I probably will be picking it up. Not for me, but for Becky.
Of course.
It's one of her favourites.
Yeah. No, it was a good fun game back in the day. If you haven't played it before, I'd recommend that you do, because it did, I wouldn't quite say it was groundbreaking, but it did probably inspire a few other games of its type. And then, the final game of the week.
Nearly the final game.
We have two left.
What have I missed?
No time.
Don't. The final game of the week is Active Soccer 2 DX on the Xbox One. It's not FIFA, but
by any stretch.
it does look like a damn good football game.
You just like the soundtrack.
And yeah, the soundtrack. In fact, let's just pause for a second and insert into here. The soundtrack is amazing. Okay, that's long enough. I'll cut it. That's fine. But yeah, it's so good. And you see Diego Gozda as well scoring a goal at the end.
Diego Gozda. Yeah.
I actually want to buy this game.
I love the football games that don't have the licensing and therefore have to change absolutely everything enough so that it's not ripping someone off, but it's still them.
I know, it's so good. It looks like quite a fun football game. And that's it. There was one more on PS4, but we've got no time to explain. There you go.
Such a crap joke.
It doesn't get any better, does it?
It was bad the first time on the
It
Xbox
was.
and it's worse now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no time to explain. On the PS4 is a side-scrolling platformer. We saw it on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Looks like quite a fun platformer game.
It does.
So-
Definitely got some comedy value there. You come back to your past self from the future
Save him.
to save him. But
And then you get taken away by like this giant crab. And
shark and other things.
Yeah.
You've got no time to explain. So
there we go. That's it for this week. So when we're picking games of the week this week, not an easy one.
it's not an easy one.
There's not a huge amount in terms that interests us, but I will go to Ash first. Dan looks like
Thank
he's
you.
He's
stretching.
really stretching for one. I'm a big Resident Evil fan, but 6 was pretty poor. It was more of an arcadey game than the true Resident Evil we're used to. I do like No Time to Explain. I think it's a good pick. If I had a decent PC, I'd probably play Roller Coaster Tycoon. But
You're just listing all the games here.
in saying all that, my pick of the week is going to be Bubble Bowl.
Cool. It's a good classic arcade game.
Yeah.
Bringing it back. Dan?
I think I'll go with Organic Panic.
Yeah.
I did pick up one of the last Worms games on the PS4, played that for a bit, so I would be interested to see how this compares.
It'd be interesting. I wonder if you can be on both sides, because if you can be the fruit and veg, then you can beat the meat. There you go. There.
Do you want me just to
So
add
now-
the final bit?
Double
and say that was
entendre
cheap?
of
That
the
was
week.
like a really cheesy joke.
Thank you.
There,
Thank you. Nailed it.
added it in.
Double entendre of the week.
I'm going to pick Roller Coaster Tycoon World. I had a lot of fun. I'm not going to play it probably because I don't really have time. Maybe if I go on holiday at some point again with my laptop, then it might be one I pick up to play. It's a nice kind of on-the-go game that you can just spend, get lost in. I was a really fan of them back in the 90s on the PC, so this looks like good fun. But that saying that though, if I had any interest in baseball, then the show would win because it's got like 90 on Metacritic. It's amazing. It's just I don't care about baseball really. So.
So.
But I will. Of all the games I'll be buying, you'll probably be Active Soccer 2 DX.
X gun.
Give it to you. Go and give it to you. Right, that's it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Before we get copyrighted.
Or we end up on 10 o'clock news.
So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Let us know down in the comments below what you're thinking of the Final Fantasy demo so far, whether or not you're excited for the game, and whether or not you think it will actually release this year or not. Are you a fan of the butt from Overwatch? Or do you think it should have been cut? Do you think that the woman has a point at all? If you do think she has a point, then you don't need to let us know because... No, yeah, let us know seriously whether or not you think that it's a stupid controversy or not. And in terms of the games, yeah, let us know if you're enjoying the show or if you want to have a battle on Organic Panic. I'm not going to say it this time.
Beat the meat.
Grow up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ash, as always. And thank you, Dan.
Cheers, guys.
And everyone out there, thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.